What is up, everyone? I'm Chris and we're Sauce here, and today what we have is what if Gohan was the main character, but this would be our full series version where we have all parts combined into one part to make it like a full movie. But we just want to say thank you for all the support for this what if. It was crazy. Thank you for all the support on our channel. Other than that, guys, I hope y'all enjoyed this full series. And comment down below if you have any ideas for the Dragon Ball Z what if or any other anime what if, and we will reply to your comment. But I hope y'all will enjoy this full series of what if Gohan was the main character. This what if would begin in the start of Z. The way we would change is obviously to put the main focus on Gohan. Gohan growing up is a bit different in this timeline than in canon. Gohan was told many stories about his father's journey when he was a kid. Hearing this makes Gohan all excited, and for a bit after he turned into the age of 4, he spars with his dad, but not exactly training. So with all this, it changes Gohan's mindset. He looks up to his father more and wants to experience his own journey himself, and he enjoys fighting more than his canon self. Everything will happen the same until Piccolo kidnaps Gohan, when Piccolo claims that he will train Gohan to help him take over the world and to stop the Saiyans. Gohan cries as normal, but it isn't a cry of fear but a cry of anger. He tells Piccolo that he would not train under someone who tried to kill his father years ago. He starts to argue at Piccolo, and this annoys Piccolo to the point where he yells at Gohan and leaves him in the middle of nowhere. Around 2 months have passed. Gohan is able to handle himself and care for his needs. He's wandering around and he sees a large man eating a big piece of meat. It was Yajirobe. Gohan goes to him because he knows that Yajirobe knew his father when he was a kid. They start a conversation and Gohan asks if Yajirobe if he knows where Krillin is training so that he could be of use to help fight the Saiyans while his father is gone. He takes Gohan to the lookout, and Krillin is in shock to see Goku's son alone without Piccolo. He asks what happened, and Gohan said that he refused to train under Piccolo since what he tried to do to his father. Gohan begs to let him train with the Z Fighters, and to not let his mother know, and they allow it, since Gohan seems really wanting to help out and be like the fighters. So Gohan starts to train with the other Z Fighters, while Piccolo trains alone. During the year of training, Gohan ends up asking Kami if they could use the hyperbolic time chamber, and he asks how he knows that, and Gohan says that his dad told him that there was a room where a year in there would be a day in the real world. Kami says that they won't be able to handle the entire year, but Gohan states that they don't need to stay the entire year, and only for as long as they could, and having someone else to go with can help them not go crazy. So Kami allows this, and Gohan goes in with Krillin for close to 3 months, while Tien and Yamcha goes in for close to 2 months. After the year has passed of everyone training, here are the power levels. Gohan at 1100, Krillin at 1900, Yamcha at 1600, and Tien at 2000, and Chaozu at 700. And Piccolo's at 3600. Now everyone is stronger than in canon but Piccolo. He only got a small increase compared to the others. The reason is this is in canon, Piccolo spent a lot of his time just training Gohan, which he couldn't get much game, but in this timeline he doesn't have to spend his time to train Gohan, but yet Piccolo is training alone. So I would say his power increased, but not by much. Now the Saiyans arrives and the Z Fighters all head to the location, and Piccolo sees Piccolo. But Piccolo and Gohan gives each other stares and not saying a single word. Nappa and Vegeta arrives and plant the Cybermen as usual, and all the Z Fighters are able to fight Cybermen alone, and Yamcha doesn't die by a Cyberman. So now all the Z Fighters try to fight against the mighty Nappa, and Nappa has to put more of a fight. Nappa then uses a giant storm, and with his full power and the Z Fighters weren't ready for the attack, that it kills Chaozu and damages the other. As soon as Tien gets up, he looks around to not see Chaozu, and he cannot sense his energy, and then he goes to the conclusion that he is gone. His rage overcomes him, and he charges Nappa alone. With this, he gets an edge over Nappa, hurting him pretty well, but Nappa gives him a strong punch in the stomach and blasts a key blast that kills Tien. Yamcha screams out for Tien, but he isn't responding, and this worries him. After seeing those two getting killed, Gohan's blood starts to boil, and his power begins to charge up, and Vegeta notices this, and is interested by this Saiyan hybrid. Vegeta then states to Nappa that he can kill everyone but the child, so he charges at Yamcha and Piccolo. Yamcha is drawn by fear, and with that it leads him to his downfall. He ends up meeting the same fate that Tien had in canon, with him losing his arm. Gohan says that it's enough, and he goes to fight Nappa, and Krillin joins him as well. All three of the fighters gang up on Nappa, fighting him. Nappa causes a pressure wave to push everyone, and he's about to shoot a Bomber XD aiming at Piccolo. But then Nappa is hit in the back by Gohan's Kamehameha, and this angers Nappa, and he shoots the Bomber XD at Gohan, and Gohan can't block it. A big dust cloud appears after the impact, and as soon as the dust clears, there's a body figure being seen, but it's not Gohan's. The body that protected Gohan wasn't the green Namekian that we all know and love, but in fact it was Krillin protecting Gohan. Krillin couldn't take the blast all the way and ends up dying, and Gohan tries to talk to Krillin, telling him not to give up, but Gohan notices that he is gone, and Gohan starts to cry after losing everyone he trained with the past year. Piccolo just stands there thinking it's all over. He yells at Gohan, telling him to stop crying, and if they want to kill Nappa, they're gonna have to work together, but Gohan isn't listening. His power starts to skyrocket and it breaks Vegeta's scouter, and Gohan aura flashes yellow. Gohan then charges Nappa, pounding him, and repeatedly he slams him into the ground and charges a Kamehameha with all his power and blasts Nappa, and that blast completely erased him. This shocks Piccolo and Vegeta. With this kid's power, then finally arrives Goku, just seeing the power within his son, but Goku also is angry about all his friends dying. He goes to Gohan, giving him a senzu bean. He sees Krillin's lifeless body, thanking him for saving his son, and apologizing for not coming sooner. He tells Gohan and Piccolo to leave, but Gohan says no because he wanted to help him just in case he can't beat him alone. So Goku accepts this to watch and only jumps in just in case if he needs it. And Piccolo goes with them, but Gohan is still iffy about Piccolo. So Goku and Vegeta goes to the deserted island and prepare to fight, and this fight goes similar, but Goku is more enraged for Krillin's death, and since he died once already, Goku thinks he's gone forever. The fight continues into the point where Vegeta goes Ozaru and Goku is trying to charge a spirit ball, but it's struggling. At this point, Gohan and Piccolo steps in to distract Vegeta while Goku charges up a spirit ball. After a while, Goku has the spirit bomb already, and he is about to throw it. Gohan sees that and uses the Soul Strike to blind Vegeta so that he couldn't dodge the attack. Vegeta ends up getting hit by the spirit bomb, and a big explosion is made by the impact of the spirit bomb. Everyone is pushed back by the pressure wave. Vegeta is reverted to his normal form. Goku too exhausted to move. Piccolo walks to Vegeta ready to end him, but then he is kicked aside by Gohan. He tells Piccolo that he will not kill him. Vegeta is coughing, having the most of his body hurting, telling Gohan that it's a mistake to keep him alive, but Gohan says that he's only letting him live because it's what his father would do, and Vegeta leaves. Everyone gets to the hospital to recover besides Piccolo. He leaves to his own thinking. Goku isn't as damaged as in canon, so it takes less time to recover. They still have to talk about what to do with their dead friends, since some of them already was revived by the Earth Dragon Balls, but Mr. Popo arrives to tell him about the planet Namek. Bulma built the spaceship, but Goku asks if she can put a room for gravity training like he experienced in King Kai's place, so the ship would take longer to build than usual during this time this ship was being built. Gohan and Goku were training together. Chi-Chi tried to imply learning into Gohan's training, but Gohan refused. Gohan blamed himself for Krillin and his friends dying because he wasn't strong enough, so he needed to train harder and get stronger. During the time training, Goku talks to Gohan about Piccolo, saying that they could ask him to come with us, but Gohan is unsure about this. He asks his father how he can forgive him after everything he tried to do, but Goku says that it was his father, not Piccolo himself. Gohan has time to think about this, and Goku goes to talk to Piccolo. Goku arrives to Piccolo and asks him to go with them, and Gohan to go to Namek. And at first Piccolo says no because of Gohan, but Goku convinces him, telling him that Gohan will try to forgive him. Finally, their ship is ready and everyone gets going on, and here are the power levels before leaving Earth. Goku at 11,000, Gohan at 1,500, and Piccolo at 4,100. The three fighters train in the gravity chamber for the 5 days survive to Namek. It takes a while for Gohan to accept Piccolo, but in the end he ends up doing so. So in Namek, relatively the same things happen for Frieza and Vegeta, but for the Namekians aren't so lucky. Without Gohan, Dende does meet his fate earlier than usual. Now Frieza doesn't find all the Dragon Balls, since Vegeta does hide one of them that he found. But Vegeta has to be cautious about being on planet. Frieza's men do go to get Guru's place, and Nails fights and kills the Dora and Zarbon with ease, and Frieza senses this and heads up to that direction. Frieza meets Nail, and Nail tries his best to bring him away from Guru's place, and by the time they find a place, Goku and Ko arrives to Namek. And I'm about to say their power levels. Now originally Goku would go around 11 times boost, but Goku did have 2 good training partners, so their power level would have increased. I would say an even 14 times to make it a safe bet. So multiplying their power at the end of part 1, we get this. Goku at 154,000, Gohan at 21,000, and Piccolo at 57,400. Another thing with the help of King Kai, Goku was able to teach Gohan and Piccolo the Kaioken so it could increase their strength. King Kai did warn Goku about Frieza before they get on planet Namek. Goku sensed the energy and notices a high one, which he thinks is Frieza. He also sensed multiple small ones, and one that was alone. Then he hears someone in his head. It is, in fact, Guru. He tells Goku that he can tell he is pure of heart, and he says to come to his energy as they are the only hope to his race. Goku, Gohan, and Piccolo goes to Guru's place as quick as possible, and they're lucky that Nail is distracting Frieza so he doesn't notice them. Vegeta, while protecting his hidden Dragon Ball, he sensed Goku's energy, so he heads to Goku to see why he's here. Goku and Ko arrives, and Guru, without wasting time, Guru tells them that he will unlock their potential to make them even stronger so they have a better hope to fight Frieza. Now the multiplier for Guru unlocking people's potential is around 7.344. So now I would say 8 for Gohan since he has more potential than Goku himself. So after adding all these are the new power levels and the max level of Kaioken. Goku at 1,130,000 and the max level of Kaioken is times 20. Gohan at 168,000 and his max level of Kaioken is times 2 with, heavy strength. Piccolo at a power level of 421,000 and the max level of 5. Now I think Piccolo will be the best one with Kaioken because even if he damages his body, he could just cut it off and regrow it. More like his arms at least. Vegeta then arrives, seeing how strong Goku and even Gohan has gone, and he asks how Goku got that strong, and Goku said that they trained, and Guru was able to unlock their potential. Vegeta asks for his potential to be released, and Guru says if he will promises to help the others to fight off Frieza, and Vegeta's hesitant about this, but he realizes that Goku is stronger than Frieza about this, and he says yes. So Vegeta power level goes from 24,000 to 176,000. Then Goku asks Gohan to gather the Dragon Balls with the radar, and Gohan tries to say that he wants to stay and help with his dad, but Goku says that it's too dangerous, and plus just in case they can't win, he will have to use the Dragon Balls, so Gohan then agrees and leaves while the others go to Nail. Gohan gets to Frieza's ship and easily disposes of the Frieza army and gets the Dragon Balls to a safe place. He starts to head off to Vegeta's secret Dragon Ball. Goku and the others finally arrive before Frieza could kill Nail, and Goku says he wants to fight Frieza. Frieza accepts this, but he tries to finish off Nail, but then Goku hits Frieza, and now Goku is holding back a lot to trick Frieza, so he thinks he is stronger. They start to spar while Vegeta looks in amazement, seeing how a Saiyan being on par with Frieza. While that is going on, Nail calls over Piccolo so that they could fuse so Piccolo can be stronger and help Goku fight Frieza to beat him. And so Piccolo does. So Piccolo power level multiplies by 5, making it at 2,100,000. Making him twice as strong as Goku and equal or more stronger than Frieza's third form. This power doesn't go without notice, and so Frieza transforms into his third form, so Goku is being pushed back and Piccolo joins to help Goku, and now Frieza is being pushed back. Vegeta's only choice to help is to transform into his grade 8 form. Remember, they never cut his tail back on Earth, so Vegeta makes a ball and transforms, and now his power level is at 1,760,000 and can't be on par with the others. Frieza's getting angry and transforming into his final form, powering up so that Goku and Piccolo go into their max Kaioken to get more stronger, and they continue fighting Frieza. Gohan can sense this and hurries back to Guru where the other Dragon Balls are so he can use the wishes. After he gets there, Guru is about to summon Shenron, but Gohan then senses the power level completely dropping rapidly, and he reaches for his belt to try to find a sensu bean, but soon realizes that he doesn't have any left, and his heart stops. He starts to panic, but then quickly tells Guru if he can wish for a healing ability, and Guru grants that wish. Then quickly Gohan goes to the battle. While Gohan is flying as fast as he can, King Kai talks to him and asks him what his other wishes are, and he tells King Kai that tell Guru that one wish is to bring back everyone who died by Nappa and Vegeta back on Earth, and to keep the third one just in case. Gohan arrives to the battle and sees Vegeta badly hurt with his tail cut off, and he goes to him and heals him, which gives Vegeta a big Zenkai boost that brings him to around 600,000. Gohan sees his dad be pretty drained, and so he quickly heals him and brings Goku to 1.5 million in base. Goku is shocked to see his son with a healing ability, but they have no time to talk because Frieza is beating on Piccolo, and if he dies, there's no Earth Dragon Balls. So Goku goes back to fight Frieza while Gohan heals Piccolo. Frieza then sees this and sends a death beam and hits Gohan repeatedly, and he falls down. Goku seeing this gets him enraged, seeing his son die in front of him, and he couldn't save him. The anger that was built up and from the previously of losing Krillin, and now his son, he transformed into the arranged Super Saiyan, which bring Goku's power up level by 50 times, plus an extra 5 times by the Rage Boost, which brings him up to 82.5 million power level, which is nowhere near enough to beat Frieza yet, Piccolo goes to help Goku to fight Frieza, but it's hard because Goku is out of control. Gohan is clinging on to life, and Guru speaks to him in his mind and tells Gohan to quickly use his healing ability to himself, since that it could work, but it would take a longer time since he is low on energy. Vegeta notices Gohan, and he heads to him because he knows that he won't be much of use in this fight. Goku stacks Kaioken even though that could break his body, but in his mind the only thing he can think about is Gohan being dead. Gohan finally gets enough to get back to full health, and the Zenkai he receives an enlarged because of how hurt he was, and his potential as well, which brings his power level to 400,000. Vegeta now notices that he has a healing ability, and Vegeta tells Gohan to blast through him and heal him to give him more Zenkais, which Gohan does twice before saying that there's gotta be a better way. And then Vegeta thinks of an idea, then gut punches Gohan so that Gohan's tail grows back. He tells Gohan that he needs to transform and to hurry. Before he could look, he sees his father being shot with multiple death beams as he screams out for his dad, seeing him die again. And the rage of that tapped into back when he was fighting Nappa showed up again, and he then starts his mid-transformation into his Zaru, but then he grows smaller, but with big old muscles, and his hair starts to spike up, and his eyes turn yellow as he calls out for Frieza. So Gohan has just reached the Akari transformation, which gives him the 10-time boost as the Ozaru, but Gohan is in his normal state. He does go to Frieza and starts to fight him, and at Gohan's power level isn't enough at 7 mil. Frieza doesn't even have to use 5% of his full power, but as Gohan is fighting, his power does increase the longer he fights. Goku sees this, his son's fighting Frieza, and can only think of one solution. Goku says that it sucks to die again, but the only hope that they have now is Gohan. He stretches his hand outwards to Gohan and Goku gives the rest of his energy to Gohan. At this moment, Gohan's power level is at 10 million while fighting Frieza. He then sends the extra power boost that gives him extra power, but he also senses his father passing away. With the power Goku gave Gohan, with Gohan's rage, I would say that his power multiplies by 5 and then multiplies by 4. This doesn't stack, but multiplies by each other, so Gohan's power level would be at 200 million. Frieza was holding back, so Gohan is beating Frieza within an inch of his life, and he isn't going to let Frieza charge up. Gohan slams Frieza into the ground and then blasts him with a full power Kamehameha that completely erases Frieza to nothing. But then the blast also hits Namek's core, and the planet is on a time limit from exploding. Gohan passes out after using all of his energy. Vegeta is in complete shock seeing Gohan erase Frieza from existence. Piccolo picks up Gohan and they head back to the ship that they came from. Mr. Popo on Earth wishes for everyone that had died on Namek by Frieza's force to be revived, while Guru uses the final wish to bring everyone back to planet Earth. Everyone then instantly teleports to Earth and every Namekian was revived, and even Goku was brought back once again. Gohan was happy to see his dad again as he goes to hug him. Goku asks what happened to Frieza, and Piccolo steps in saying that Gohan was the one to erase him for good, and Goku was proud for Gohan for having such power that he had in him. Vegeta also was impressed about this power, but he didn't want to ask either of them for help to get the transformation. This time passes and everyone is brought back and even stronger as well. And Gohan is glad that Krillin and everyone is brought back. The Namekians do go back to the new planet Namek. During the year before Trunks arrives, Gohan and Goku has been training fiercely, while occasionally Krillin and Piccolo would train with them. Vegeta does training on his own, and Yamcha and Tien kind of slack on their training. During the year, Goku tries to master the Super Saiyan transformation, while Gohan tried to master the Akari transformation before learning the Super Saiyan form. Gohan can control the form pretty well now. For power scaling, it would be this: Goku, Gohan, Vegeta, Piccolo, and Krillin. Then Trunks arrives and is confused to not see anyone waiting for Goku, so he tracks down trying to sense and recognizable energy, and then he senses his master's Gohan energy. He goes to near both Gohan and Goku during their training and tells Goku and Gohan what happened in the future, and gives him the heart medicine. Knowing what happens, Gohan makes sure that his father takes the medicine, and they tell every Z fighter to train hard for the next 3 years, and one difference is that everyone trains together besides Vegeta because he is still too prideful and wanting to learn it on himself. Now Gohan would train extra hard to make sure that what happened when they fought Frieza would never happen again. Gohan trains while having the Akari form activated to try to make it his base, while Goku also follows Gohan's steps while trying to always have his Super Saiyan activated, and Goku helps Gohan to get Super Saiyan, but that would have to be the final resort since he can't control it as well as the Akari form. After the 3 years of training, the Z Fighters meet up in South City ready for the android attack, and it isn't long until they do. Yamcha would still get attacked and almost die, but then when Goku fights Android 19, he is able to beat him since in this timeline, Gohan made sure that his father took the medicine, so the heart virus problem would never occur. Then Dr. Gero is worried and tries to escape, but Vegeta managed to destroy Dr. Gero before he could leave. There Vegeta stands in front of everyone as a Super Saiyan, and he challenges Goku to fight, and they leave thinking the problem is solved. Trunks arrives back from the future and asks if the androids are dealt with, and everyone said yes, and Trunks is shocked that they made it seem so easy. But then he also still has the androids to defeat, and Gohan comes up with an idea. They both head to the lookout and use the hyperbolic time chamber so that they can train to become stronger. They use the entire year, and Gohan tries his best to explain how to master Super Saiyan transformation, and he even teaches Trunks the Akari form, but Trunks mainly sticks to Super Saiyan. During this year, Trunks can see his version of Gohan a lot in the main timeline Gohan, and sometimes he gets emotional. Trunks ends up telling Gohan what happened to him in the future, and Gohan is happy how he turned out, trying to be the new symbol of hope during the darkest times. They leave outside the hyperbolic time chamber, and Gohan is actually stronger than Goku because he took the time to use Super Saiyan and tried his best to master it. But he didn't master the form, but he is much closer than Goku. Goku is shocked on how strong Gohan has gotten, and Trunks thanks everyone for the help as he leaves back to his timeline. Now for the next couple of months, the fighters were all training, and Vegeta would even join the other Saiyans. Goten is born around the same time as Trunks during this timeline, and back at Kami's house, Roshi sees the news about the whole city's population becoming zero, and he thinks this is rather odd, and then a bug-like creature called Cell appears on the screen. He tells that he is holding a tournament in 10 days, and if no one can beat him, he will destroy the world. So to explain why it happened is that when Trunks came back, he didn't know what androids were destroyed. They didn't know about it was 19 in Dr. Gero and not the actual 18 and 19. So no one went to, like, Dr. Gero never went to his lab. That means the Z Fighters never went to their lab. So Cell had like an easy work to go actually get the androids to become perfect. Gohan with this news trains hard for the next 10 days. He goes in the time chamber with his father for 9 months, and then Vegeta goes in with Goku for a year. And during that day, Gohan trains hard in the gravity chamber. And during that day, he unlocks Super Saiyan 2 for a slight moment, and he notices that there's a level of Super Saiyan that's even higher than Super Saiyan. The humans and Piccolo also train together and even use the hyperbolic time chamber. The Saiyans all use the gravity chamber, and Gohan says that there's a higher level than Super Saiyan, that he activated it, and Goku mainly focuses on Gohan so to make him get that form again. 3 days before the tournament, Goku tells Gohan to just relax for the next couple days, but Gohan doesn't really feel like it's a good idea. So during the night, he secretly goes out to the lookout and asks Kami if there's any way for him to go back to the hyperbolic time chamber, and Kami says it isn't possible unless they get a better guardian, and then Gohan gets the idea of the new planet Namek. Gohan tells Kami his plan, then Kami tells King Kai the plan. They use the Dragon Balls to wish for a Namekian that can be Earth's new guardian. Then in Namek, Dende says goodbye as he teleports to the lookout. Piccolo senses this, and Kami explains to Piccolo what is happening, and they fuse together with Piccolo to make Piccolo stronger. And then Dende becomes a new guardian, and he upgrades the Dragon Balls, and he also upgrades the hyperbolic time chamber, so there's no 2-year limit. And Gohan goes in with Piccolo, and they train for the last day they have. During the final month, Gohan achieved the form once again and tries to keep the form as long as possible, and he tries to master this form. Finally, they head out of the room, and Gohan sees his father as he transforms into the Super Saiyan 2 transformation. The Z Fighters and Mr. Satan all arrive at the arena, minus Trunks since he already been left. So Cell wants to fight Goku to be the first fighter. Goku is about to step up, but Gohan stops him, saying he'll handle this. Cell laughs, thinking this is a joke, but Gohan gets on the fighting ground and charges up to Super Saiyan. It begins to fight with Cell, and Cell wasn't expecting this type of strength. This version of Gohan Super Saiyan is way more stronger than in canon, and Cell is struggling a bit with Gohan. Gohan easily beats on Cell until Cell had enough and powers up to full strength, which is barely enough to be able to stand against Gohan at Super Saiyan level. Gohan sensed this, and then thinks of all the innocent people that Cell killed, and then he activates Super Saiyan 2, and this power pushes everyone back. Everyone is shocked about the power Gohan has, but Goku and Vegeta just smiles at the power of the Saiyans. This fight goes on as similar to canon, but it's even worse for Cell. Gohan gut punches to see the two androids, and Cell reverts back to his first form. Gohan then prepares for a Kamehameha and blasts it at Cell, and it completely erases him into nothingness. Everyone is happy that the threat is gone, but Mr. Satan isn't known for saving the world, and also secretly Goku and Vegeta wanted a shot at Cell, but then they just ended up fighting each other to see who is stronger. Currently, right now, Gohan is the strongest than both of them. They use the wishes for the androids to be back to normal, and 18 would give a kiss to Krillin before leaving. Now 3 years has passed since the Cell games. Gohan has been going to school, but after school he would only train harshly with Goku, Vegeta, and sometimes Goten and Trunks. Gohan is still on top and has even mastered Super Saiyan 2, with Goku, Vegeta, Goten, Trunks, as a power scaling would go. One day Gohan sends multiple small power levels dropping to nothing, and he excuses himself from class as he flies to his city in his Super Saiyan 2 transformation, as he sees something he wasn't expecting. Cell in his first form, and Gohan thought he erased Cell back 3 years ago. He tells Cell to explain himself, and Cell says that he grew up in a lab by Dr. Gero, and he finally grew, and that he has the cells of Gohan, Goku, Vegeta, and Piccolo. He's going to become perfect with Android 18 and 17. Cell is stronger than in canon Cell, but since Gohan never slacked on his training, so he is way stronger to easily kill Cell, but Gohan doesn't. He says to Cell that he doesn't want to kill him, and also that if he even absorbs the androids, it wouldn't work anymore. So his goal to become perfect is impossible. Gohan says that he is giving him two choices. Cell could either join them to become a protector of Earth, since Gohan is interested with a fighter with cells of multiple strong fighters, or Cell will meet his end here if he tries to kill more people. Now I would say Cell accepts this offer, since for one main reason. This Cell doesn't have the cells of Frieza or King Cole since they never went to Earth, so the evil genes wouldn't be in Cell exactly. Cell would fly away to give him some time to think on what he would do. Gohan, Piccolo, and Dende stays on Kami's lookout, watching Cell's every move. Finally, the 4 final years have passed. Goku gives Gohan the idea of doing the World Tournament to get money for them, and all the Z-Fighter Society would be a good idea as well. Gohan's problem with Videl and becoming a great Saiyan would still go the same. Now when everyone meets up, they see a long figure, but the sense of multiple of their own ki, and Krillin then says if it's Cell, and he couldn't be more correct. Everyone is shocked, and Vegeta is ready to erase him, but Gohan stops him, saying that he agreed to do good, and Piccolo took the 4 years to train and help him understand on trying to be a good person. Cell gives a stare at Android 18 and apologizes for what he tried to do to absorb them. Now the fights will go the same, but Krillin has to fight Cell. Videl does get hurt as normal. Gohan will get his energy absorbed, but he manages to kill one of the brothers, but the other one can escape to the Majin hideout. And then the energy is less than in canon, but since Gohan is stronger, it's enough to spawn in Buu. But then Gohan teleports in front of Yamu as soon as he got to the hideout, and Gohan erases him and destroys the machine containing his energy. The Bureau shows up angrily on how Yamu failed his mission, and Gohan can tell this man is evil and prepares to fight him. This is an easy fight to kill the Bureau. He alone goes inside into the hideout, easily beating the 2 levels, and sees Babidi. And then Shin and Kabito goes in, killing Babidi and erasing Buu's shell, and they thank Gohan for his help. They offer to train under them, and Gohan accepts this, and he asks if he could tell his father and the others, since they would like to hear this, and they accept this. So Gohan, Goku, and Vegeta goes to train with the Kais. During their training, Gohan is the only one to get his potential unlocked, since Vegeta refused to gain power that way, and Goku for the same reason that Vegeta did. So they all spar, and then the gap with Gohan compared to Goku and Vegeta is huge. Then during one of their sparring matches, Goku charges up, and then the power keeps increasing and increasing, his hair growing, as he unlocks a Super Saiyan 3 transformation for a brief moment as he passes out. Everyone is shocked with this new transformation, as it can close to rival Mystic Gohan, but the only downfall is it takes a lot of energy. As soon as Goku woke up, Vegeta tells Goku to teach him that transformation while everyone laughs. Gohan does realize the problem of how to get back home, and Shin teaches Gohan the instant transmission so he can go back home whenever he wants. Then everyone trains during the time skip until Beerus wakes up, asking Weeks about the Super Saiyan God, and Weeks says there's nothing on that topic. But he does tell Beerus of a hybrid Saiyan named Gohan, which is the strongest Saiyan currently, as he's killed strong threats such as Frieza and is also trained under the Kais. And this news impresses Beerus, as he tells Whis to prepare a trip to Earth. Everyone is at Bulma's party except Goku and Vegeta as they are training in their Super Saiyan 3 transformation on Shin's planet. While they are sparring, Beerus and Whis shows up since this planet is closer than Earth, and Beerus asks if they know what the Super Saiyan God is. They say that they don't know what the Super Saiyan God transformation is, but they turn into their Super Saiyan 3 transformation and they both want to try to fight Beerus. But it was a pretty easy fight for Beerus. But a better one than the one in canon. As Beerus is about to leave, they say wait and then pull out the Patara earrings, ready to fuse to try to make a better fight for Beerus. Shin says don't, since they will be like that forever, but it was too late and they fuse. Vegito is born, but they are in a panicking since they won't be able to unfuse, but Beerus states that it's only permanent for Kais, not for mortals. And Vegeta was able to calm down and ask Beerus to be ready to fight as they transform into their Super Saiyan 3 transformation.
Vegeta is finally born and tells Beerus to prepare with Vegito's cockiness, thinking he is far stronger than Beerus. Vegito charges at Beerus, throwing a punch that Beerus catches, and it makes a huge sonic boom that blows Shin and Kibito away. Gohan, back at the party, senses this huge outburst of power at Shin's planet. He's about to teleport to the planet, but King Kai stops him. King Kai warns him what Goku and Vegeta are dealing with, and this shocks Gohan, and he starts to get worried a bit. Gohan then gathers Piccolo, Dende, Tien, Yamcha, Krillin, 18, Goten, and Trunks, explaining the situation, and to make sure that no one does anything to upset Beerus. Piccolo then goes to Gohan, asking him if they should go to the hyperbolic time chamber to train, but Gohan says that even if that might work, it won't be enough. Gohan told Piccolo that Beerus was able to take out Goku and Vegeta in their Super Saiyan 3 state with no effort, and this paralyzes Piccolo for someone to be that strong. Gohan says that Beerus is also looking for someone called the Super Saiyan God. Piccolo never heard of something like this, that even with Kami's knowledge. Gohan then teleports to the new planet Namek and asks to use their Dragon Balls. He doesn't do it on Earth because he doesn't want to worry everyone, so he makes the wish and gets the knowledge of the Super Saiyan God, and now knows the ritual to unlock the transformation. He heads back to Earth, getting Goten and Trunks, telling them what's going to happen. But then Gohan realizes that they won't have enough to do the ritual, but then they goes on telling Gohan that Videl is pregnant. And this sparks hope into Gohan, thinking it will work. The battle at Shin's planet is huge, with each blast making a big pressure wave, even though Vegito is nowhere near strong enough to match up to Beerus. Beerus is still enjoying the fight. Vegito uses a spirit sword to try to hit Beerus, but Beerus grabs it and starts spinning Vegeta around as if he was a toy. The fight goes on, but Vegito throughout the fight keeps powering down in transformation. After 10 minutes, he goes to Super Saiyan 2, another 10 minutes to Super Saiyan 1, and after that last 10 minutes, they defuse. Goku and Vegeta are worn out, so they can barely move. Goku laughs at enjoying the fight with the god, but is worried about Earth. Beerus then states it was a good match, but he will leave the Earth as he and Whis teleport off. Beerus arrives at the party, scaring the Z-Fighters, but they make a plan to distract him, saying to everyone that is Vegeta's old friend. Beerus and Whis get distracted by all sorts of food at the party. Gohan takes his chance as he grabs Goten, Trunks, and Videl, and they go to Shin's planet. He sees Goku and Vegeta on the floor, barely awake, and he goes to heal them, to bring them back to full health. Gohan explains the situation and tells everyone what they need to do to save the planet. Everyone puts their energy into Gohan as he becomes a Super Saiyan God. Everyone grabs onto Gohan as they teleport back to Earth. Gohan reveals himself to Beerus, saying that he's become the Super Saiyan God that he wanted, and he challenges him to a fight. And this catches Beerus' attention. Beerus excitedly approaches Gohan, and their fight begins as they clash multiple times, causing many sonic booms that the whole world can feel and see. Gohan is a good and smart fighter. Every time he gets pretty injured and tired, he will use his healing ability, which just makes him stronger. Beerus senses that Gohan gets stronger and wonders why he isn't tired throughout their fight. Whis sees this battle and just smiles, being impressed by Gohan. Their fight goes into space, and Gohan does absorb the powers of the Super Saiyan God as he goes into his mystic form, and he continues to fight Beerus. Beerus asks the question on how Gohan isn't drained out of energy, and Gohan explains his healing ability. During the time of peace, Gohan kept training with a special ability he had long ago to make him able to fight for a very long time. And Gohan thinks he can make it so he can fight forever. Beerus smiles at this, and having a very smart fighter, Beerus powers down, saying there's no point to continue, but he's completely impressed by his power and asks Gohan to train under him, and Whis to be more stronger. Gohan thinks about this and he asks Whis one question. He asks if there's a possibility of stronger threats in the future. Whis looks into his orb and says to Gohan that there will be threats, and Gohan says he'll train with them. They head back to Earth and Gohan explains to Videl what he was to do, and this catches the ear of Vegeta and Goku. They go to ask if they could join Gohan with training with the gods. Whis does agree since he was impressed with the power that they have when fighting Beerus. Goten and Trunks beg to go, but Gohan stops them, saying they'll need stronger fighters to protect the planet when they're gone. He promises that he'll bring them to train over with Beerus if they train with each other and Piccolo to get stronger. They agree to this, and months pass when they all train with Whis, and even Goten and Trunks spend some time with Whis training, getting a hold of God Ki. For a while, Whis mainly trained Gohan while Beerus got to the others. Back a couple months ago when Gohan was sparring with Whis saw Gohan's eye turn silver for a split second and questioned if he was close to unlocking Ultra Instinct. Ever since that, Whis has only been training Gohan, and back on Earth, Piccolo has been training Goten and Trunks. But then the sky gets dark and Shenron is summoned. Far away on a wasteland, some of Frieza's men have gathered the Dragon Balls and wish to resurrect Frieza. Shenron grants this wish and brings him back. Frieza is surprised for a bit to all of a sudden be on Earth, alive and in good health when last time he was alive on Namek, fighting Gohan. Frieza is furious at what Gohan did to him, but then his men try to calm him down and tell him that his father, King Cold, is waiting for him on the ship. Frieza fully calms down and heads to the ship with the rest of his men. But right before Frieza does that, he turns around to the wish for immortality before Emperor Pilaf swoops in and wishes for 1,000,000 Zeni. Emperor Pilaf is in fear, thinking that Frieza is gonna leave when he was walking to the ship and not turn around and wish for something. He, as well as Mai and Shu, quickly apologize and offer their 1,000,000 Zeni, but Frieza, along with his men, ignore this and head to the ship. Emperor Pilaf, still in fear, quickly runs away from the location as fast as possible with his 1,000,000 Zeni, and Mai and Shu quickly follow after him. Now in Frieza's ship, King Cold greets his son as he talks to him about destroying this planet that is inhabited by the Saiyans that killed them long ago. Frieza refuses this plan and says that as much as he enjoys the idea of killing them, he knows that they could have gotten stronger throughout all this time and they'd be no match for them. King Cold is wondering what they should do to kill the Saiyans. Frieza tells them that they'll train to get strong enough to kill them in their Super Saiyan form with ease. King Cold agrees as both would start training fiercely for the next couple of months. After the months, they decide to send an assault to planet Earth. Krillin, Piccolo, Goten, Trunks, Tien, and Yamcha and Master Roshi all get ready to fight. They stand off against the soldiers, plus Frieza and Cold, but then a soldier states that he's picking up another power level, and Frieza believes that it has to be that brat that killed him, but it was Cell. The Z-Fighters look shocked on Cell appearing to be in this perfect form. Everyone thinks that he absorbed 17 and 18, but Krillin says that he senses 18's ki. Cell explains what he's been doing ever since they met back at the World Tournament. Cell has been working on himself to try to be a good person. He took notice on how strong everyone got when he could only go so far. He trained hard during the time of peace. He says that he saw a fight between Gohan and Beerus. Even though he wasn't invited to Bulma's party, he stood hidden nearby. He felt a bit hurt that Gohan didn't invite him to train with the God of Destruction, but he took matters into his own hands. He used the Dragon Balls to wish to get his perfect body without having to absorb the androids, and he spent years in the Time Chamber training intensely, gaining massive powers, while he also uses the Zenkai boost and saying he mastered the Kaioken transformation. The Z-Fighters are worried thinking Cell's about to turn on them, but when Cell quickly dispatches all of Frieza's men as he stands with all the Z-Fighters, shocking both sides completely. At Beerus' planet, Gohan looks through Whis' orb, seeing what's happened, but he says that he will head back to Earth to protect it. Goku offers to go, but Gohan says no, since he wants to test his strength, and because Frieza is after him as Gohan starts heading off. Cell starts to anger the Emperor, calling him a weakling for dying by a child, and this starts to anger Frieza. Cell points to behind Frieza, saying what's that, but Frieza doesn't turn around as Cell hits him from behind. Frieza has had enough, and transforms into his final form, and this is what Cell wanted. Cell powers up, and they start to clash. Cell's power level is much higher than Frieza's final form. From this power struggle amazes everyone, seeing how much Cell grew, and stating that if he trained with Whis, he could be even stronger than Gohan. Frieza gets more infuriated, and transforms into his golden form, which stuns everyone on how much power he has, and it even catches Cell off guard, but Cell doesn't back down as he powers up to Kaioken times 50, which puts a fair fight against Golden Frieza, and it has Frieza on the edge, and Cold sees this, so he decides to jump in, cutting Cell in half. King Cold thinks that he killed Cell, but Cell only laughs. He starts to regenerate his body, as he says that he expected to not have any fair fights, so he spawned him some Cell Juniors to help him take care of Cold. Multiple Cell Juniors start attacking Cold, and have the upper hand on him. Frieza takes his chance to try to blow up the planet, Cell sees this and takes on the attack protecting the Earth as he flies up taking the attack away from the planet as everyone sees it blow up. The Z-Fighters shout out for Cell, feeling horrible for doubting him the entire time. Frieza could only laugh, saying that his death will be in vain, as they hear a voice saying otherwise as Cell is regenerated completely and received a huge Senkai boost powering up telling Frieza to get ready for round 2, as Cole just finished off the last Cell Jr., saying it's impossible that he survived that blast, as he tries to shoot a death beam at him, but it gets deflected by Gohan as he finally arrives. He tells Gohan he has King Cold as Gohan nods as he heads towards Golden Frieza. Frieza laughs thinking he has the Saiyan on the ropes, but Gohan wastes no time as he powers up into Super Saiyan Blue Perfected. Gohan states that Frieza stands no chance as he gives him one more warning to leave. Frieza scoffs at this as he punches Gohan in the face, but Gohan doesn't even flinch. Cell powers up to full power, stacked with Kaioken times 50, as he also wastes no time fighting King Cold, as he knows he's way stronger than Frieza. He erases Cold without hesitation, apologizing to Gohan, but he couldn't take any chances to see what Cold's full power could be. Gohan gives one more warning to Frieza to leave now with his life. Frieza says he'll leave, but when Gohan lets go of Frieza tries to destroy the Earth, but yet again, Cell was able to save the planet as he put Frieza into an energy dome, trapping him inside. Gohan is upset with Frieza's actions, but he still spares him. Everyone asks why, but Cell explains that Gohan may like fighting, but he doesn't always want to take lives. Gohan grabs onto Frieza and teleports him to a planet far away from Earth that has no residents in the planet. Gohan looks at Frieza, saying maybe later in time he'll let him go, but right now he should consider himself lucky to be alive, as Gohan heads back to Earth. Gohan thanks Cell for helping out, as the other Z-Fighters apologize to him, but Cell says that it's alright, but he asks Gohan if they could spar with full strength, and Gohan quickly says yes, as they go all out having a big epic fight. In the end, Gohan was victorious. Gohan says he is impressed with Cell's power, and asks if he wants to join him to train with the God of Destruction, and Cell happily accepts his offer. Gohan teleports back to Beerus' planet, as he introduces everyone to Cell. Cell bows down to Whis and Beerus, asking if they could train him, and they say yes, easily as they want him to train with them as they could see what Cell is stronger than both Goku and Vegeta. And this news shocks them both. Goku shakes his hand with Cell saying that he will train hard to surpass him, and Cell says he'll look forward to it. Far away, in the deep parts of Universe 7, another God of Destruction and another angel appear, stating that they are looking for another orb called the Super Dragon Balls.
On Beerus' planet, Gohan, Cell, Goku, and Vegeta all train together trying to manage to fight Whis. Goku and Vegeta have been training hard to try to surpass Cell in power, but Cell is also getting stronger as well. Whis states that the fact that Cell has cells, of all three of them, he could easily be stronger. The only reason he isn't stronger than Gohan is that this Cell doesn't have the power of absorbing both androids. If he did absorb them, he would be way stronger. While those three are trying to hit Whis, Gohan is meditating away from them, but this is honestly, it kind of infuriates Gohan, thinking why is he not working on being stronger. But he remembers that Whis states that Gohan is close to unlocking some great dormant of a new technique that will make him practically untouchable. Beerus walks up to Gohan, saying he wants to spar right now. Gohan tries to explain what Whis told him to do, but Beerus just yells at Gohan saying that he wants to fight as Gohan gives in. Gohan goes full power fighting Beerus, and this battle is way more intense than their first battle, and with Gohan's healing ability, it just makes Beerus enjoy the fight more. Beerus then takes it up a notch and shoots a full power spear of destruction at Gohan, and Gohan tries to shoot it back, but he realizes that Beerus uses his full power and the blast engulfs Gohan, and the others get worried for Gohan, thinking he got killed. Beerus said that he might have overdone it a little, and Goku calls out for Gohan, but with no reply. He quickly goes to try to find him, but suddenly a big shiny bright light shoots up as a roar is heard. Then a white light quickly passes Beerus, as then Beerus is hit multiple times. Then Gohan passes out, losing the Ultra Instinct Saiyan form. Beerus was shocked about this power, while Whis overcomes with joy, seeing Gohan achieve the form even if it was only for a few seconds. The others have their jaw dropped with the pure shock of Gohan doing all that in barely of a blink of an eye. Whis heals Gohan as he starts to slowly wake up, but then Champa and Vados arrive seeking out for Beerus, and the sight of seeing another destruction of God pushes Goku and the others back. Champa wants to have a rematch and a food competition with Beerus, and he accepts it, and this will lead on to the Universe 6 vs Universe 7 fight. So Universe 7 would have to gather 5 fighters, which would be pretty easy. Gohan, Goku, Vegeta, Cell, and their 5th fighter, being Gotenks. So the way Gotenks would end up being the fifth fighter is that both Goten and Trunks wanted to go to battle, but since there were only one spot left, Whis told them that there was a Potara fusion, but it wouldn't work since the tournament would last longer than 1 hour. So he also knew a fusion that two beings do a specific dance to combine into one being. Goten and Trunks are eager to learn it, and it's their only hope. So them two and Whis heads to the hyperbolic time chamber for a bit more than half a day to teach the dance to the kids and to explain how they should make it work well at the tournament, and it teaches them the flaws of the fusion. Now Goten and Trunks are stronger with having been training way more and even have some experience with Whis and Beerus in the past, that their fusion could last longer than normal. The four other fighters wait at the lookout as the door opens as two people walk out, the time troopers, to see Whis and Gotenks, and everyone is impressed with their power, so they all prepare to leave the tournament. Goten and Trunks stay unfused until they arrive. When they will fuse, everyone would still take the test, with Gohan, Cell, and Gotenks acing the test, and Goku and Vegeta still passing as normal. Now the first person to fight in Universe 7 would be Gotenks. He would say in his base form to save energy, and he would be able to figure out how to take out Botamo easily. Gotenks being the same way he is in the Buu Saga, he would end up saying something mean to Vegeta, which would lead them to win 2 fights in a row, thinking that this is easy. Then Frost will get in their ring, and then they start to get a little serious since he resembles Frieza when he tried to destroy their Earth. So as soon as the match starts, they quickly, without wasting any time, goes in and makes a galactic donut, binding down Frost as a charge of a blast that would end up knocking Frost out the ring. They sigh of relief, thinking how strong Frost could have been. Then walks in Kaba. This excites Gotenks as they could transform into Super Saiyan to show off to the other Saiyan from another universe. Kaba admits that he cannot do the same thing. He cannot do the same thing they can, and this shoots down Gotenks' challenge as he tries to teach the form to Kaba, but to no avail, so he ends up knocking Kaba out of the ring. Cell then speaks on the fact about their last fighter. He tells everyone that he thinks Gotenks shouldn't be fighting this guy since he can tell how strong this fighter is. Goku then states that they should let the kids fight to test their strength and abilities since they never fought a true foe that is stronger than them, and he believes that the new generation could surpass even them with time and the right training. Gotenks can sense hit. It is not a foe to be messed around with. So Gotenks transforms into a Super Saiyan and goes into attack hit, but he was able to dodge each attack with ease as he gut punches Gotenks, which makes Gotenks feel immense pain. So then Gotenks goes Super Saiyan 3, but he knows he can only handle it for 10 minutes. But even with this power, he is nowhere near close to be able to beat hit. As soon as they get knocked out with little to no effort, then the next one would go in would be Vegeta. He would fight hard and goes into his Super Saiyan Blue transformation, but he wouldn't be enough to stop Hit. Then Cell will step in. Throughout the time Hit was fighting, Cell was watching closely, trying to see what Hit was doing, and he figured out Hit's time skip. This shocks Hit, but he doesn't show it. Cell then uses intertransmission around the ring, trying to confuse it. Cell thanks Gohan for teaching him this technique. Cell powers up to Kaioken times 50 and starts teleporting more quicker as he gets right in front of Hit as he uses a solar flare. Hit activates his time skip, but Cell was strong enough to break through it as he punches Hit with multiple punches that sends him flying off the ring. Beerus does wish for Universe 6 Earth to be restored, as it all ends well besides the fact that no one knows Frost's true intentions. The fighters head back to Beerus' planet to continue training, and even Goten and Trunks manage to stay and try to perfect their fusion and try to get God Ki. Goku says that he would like to know the fusion dance just in case, and asks Vegeta if he wanted to, but he shouted that he would never do some ridiculous thing. But then Gohan said he wouldn't mind trying to learn it with him as Cell just chuckles back to a distant, ruined future. Trunks is fighting for his life against a being he recognizes but is completely different in appearance and power. As emerged from the smoke, Cell Black appears, telling Trunks that this universe will be destroyed into nothingness. Trunks is fighting Cell Black, but he is no match for him, as Cell Black easily counters any attack Trunks throws at him. Trunks has no choice but to escape and travel back in time like he did before to get the help from the Z fighters. We gotta remember that this Trunks is a tad bit weaker than he would be in canon, since in this timeline, Trunks only trained with Gohan, and he left and never faced the androids or Cell. He was still able to destroy the androids, only with a bit of more struggle. Trunks needs a way to make sure Cell Black can't see him for at least a minute, so he can go to the laboratory and Bulma will give him what he needs to escape. Trunks shoots a powerful Gallic gun at Cell Black, and it hits, causing a lot of smoke from the blast, and it gives Trunks a chance to get to the lab. Trunks arrives at the lab, and Bulma wastes no time giving Trunks what he needs to use a time machine to go back and get help. But once Trunks is ready to leave, a huge explosion destroys the lab as Cell Black appears and gets ready to kill the both of them. Trunks gets ready to fight, but Bulma shouts at Trunks, telling him to just leave and get help because he is no match for Cell Black. Trunks shouts, saying that he can't just leave her, but Bulma screams at Trunks, saying that if he fights him, the whole time they just spent preparing for this moment will be wasted. Trunks clenches his fist, but he knows she's right, and tries to run away. But then Cell Black goes to kill him, but Bulma gets in the way, and Cell kills her instead. Trunks watches his mother die, and is furious, but he knows what he has to do. He shoots a big ki blast and makes a run for it to the time machine, shedding a tear. Trunks gets to the time machine and gets ready to go back to the past. Cell Black finds him and shoots a huge ki blast that would no doubt kill Trunks. But Trunks manages to escape in the time machine right before the blast could hit. Trunks arrives at Capsule Corp, but he can't bring himself to find someone as he is still very injured and tired from fighting Cell Black, and only manages to get out of his time machine before passing out. Kid Trunks, as well as Emperor Pilaf, Shu, and Mai, find him and are confused on why there is a stranger passed out on their lawn and why does he look like Trunks. They all go get Bulma, and she is shocked that Trunks is back and in terrible shape. Bulma tends to Trunks as best she can, but needs Gohan to heal him, and calls Whis so she can talk to Gohan. At Beerus' planet, they all just finish eating their bowl of ramen and the lettuce Goku brought. Whis talks with Bulma and she lets them know about Trunks and needs to bring them Gohan. Vegeta tells Bulma to tell Trunks to turn into a Super Saiyan and raise his energy as high as he can so that Gohan can use energy transmission to get there. Trunks turns into a Super Saiyan and they all arrive on Earth, including Beerus and Whis. Gohan heals Trunks, and moments later Trunks wakes up and sees everyone around him, but then he notices Cell and attacks him immediately, screaming that he'll pay for what he's done. Cell catches Trunks' hand and says that he doesn't know what he's talking about, but Trunks says that he'll kill Cell before Bulma slaps Trunks, asking what's the matter with him. Trunks sees his mother and breaks down in tears as he apologizes to her for not being strong enough. Bulma comforts Trunks, and once he calmed down a bit, he gets introduced to everyone. Trunks apologizes to Cell and says that he mistaken him for being someone else that attacked him. Cell forgives him, and everyone asks him what happened, and Trunks explained everything. Trunks then asks everyone to help him so that he could defeat Cell Black, and everyone agrees, and Vegeta takes Trunks to the hyperbolic time chamber to train as well as to see how much his son has grown over the years. Before Vegeta and Trunks fight, Vegeta states with confidence that he is much stronger than his son and says that if Trunks can hit him once, he'll win. Trunks agrees and transforms into a Super Saiyan Grade 2, and this pisses off Vegeta that his son, the Prince of all Saiyans, is still relying on that useless transformation. And Vegeta charges at Trunks, but Trunks uses that transformation to bait Vegeta in order to get a cheap shot on him, and he almost got a hit on Vegeta. Vegeta is impressed but says that he won't fall for that trick again. They continue sparring, and Trunks tells Vegeta to stop holding back and use his full power. Vegeta says with confidence that Trunks wouldn't be able to defeat him like that, but Trunks insists that Vegeta should use his full power, and Vegeta says fine as he starts powering up. Vegeta's hair turned completely blue, and Trunks can't sense his energy anymore. Vegeta says to Trunks that this transformation is called Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan, or Super Saiyan Blue for short. Trunks asks why he can't sense his energy, and Vegeta explains that he now has the essence of a god. Trunks thinks that Vegeta may be stroking his ego a bit too much, but when they continue to spar, Trunks doesn't stand a chance and gets pummeled by Vegeta easily. But then Trunks gives a little smile, knowing that with the power his father has, it'll be more than enough to defeat Cell Black. But Vegeta fiercely questions Trunks why he's smiling in the middle of their battle, and he tells him that he'll have to train hard as well because this is also his fight, and he has to pull his own weight too. The time that time chamber ends, and they head back to the Capsule Corp. But once they get there, Trunks sees a familiar face. It's Cell Black. He arrived to this timeline similar to how Goku Black did in the original show, and it's confronting the Z Fighters, and especially Cell. Cell is confused and is asking why and how he this guy looks like him, but Trunks jumps in telling them to be careful that this guy is the one that was destroying his timeline. Trunks wastes no time transforming into a Super Saiyan and attacks Cell Black, feeling more confident this time that he spent that year in the chamber training with his father. Trunks manages to go evenly with Cell Black, but it's not enough as Cell Black powers up and is getting the better of Trunks. Trunks uses his sword to attack Cell Black and manages to cut his leg off, but Cell Black heals immediately. Trunks powers up and shoots a Gallic gun using almost all of his energy, and at first it seems like it kills Cell Black, but then the smoke clears as he sees Cell Black with almost all his limbs gone, but he heals them up to almost instantly. Cell Black then shoots his own ki blast and Trunks does the same as they both get into a beam struggle. Trunks powers up as much as possible, but it's still not enough to defeat Cell Black, and the beam gets near enough that it's about to kill Trunks, when suddenly Cell jumps in and pushes the beam back towards Cell Black, but he manages to dodge it in time. Cell apologizes to Trunks for getting in the way of his battle, but he is getting annoyed that Cell Black is causing trouble while using his own body without permission. Cell gets ready to fight as he starts powering up using Kaioken times 50 and starts charging up a Kamehameha. Cell Black powers up to the max and charges a blast of his own that would no doubt destroy the planet completely. The blast is close to hitting the planet, but right before that happens, Cell finishes charging up and shoots his Kaioken times 50 Kamehameha that completely obliterates Cell. Trunks is in complete shock that Cell kills Cell Black so easily when he struggled to do it when he struggled so much to do it. Cell turns around and states to Trunks that he'll need to train much more if he wants to be as strong as everyone else. Trunks asks Cell if he could train him, but Cell says no. However, Cell does say that Trunks can be trained by the God of Destruction, Lord Beerus. Trunks asks Cell and Gohan if they could go to his timeline for one other problem, and they ask what is it. Trunks said there was someone else who was a problem. Trunks stated that there was someone else who was a problem, but he wasn't so strong, but he was immortal. Cell just smirks, saying that he could beat someone who is immortal. So they all go to the Trunks' future and meet Zamasu. Gohan powers up and uses a Kamehameha on Zamasu, but he just comes back, and this goes on for a while. Gohan and Cell erasing Zamasu. Trunks is upset that Zamasu won't stay there, but Gohan tells Trunks to go back to get his father quickly. Trunks does so and brings back Goku, and Goku asks him why they needed him. Gohan said to press the Zeno button to bring him here. Zamasu gets worried and then does the thing when he doesn't canon and becomes everything. Zeno arrives and Goku explains the situation and Zeno erases it all. The others cram into the time machine and quickly goes to the past. Trunks is sad that his universe is gone, but Gohan says that he could stay here with them and live his life here. Trunks looks at Whis, asking if it's possible to bring his universe back, but Whis says that if he was erased by Zeno, then there's no way. So Trunks accepts this, and he decides to stay with them, but he asks Gohan how he became this strong, and Gohan said that they'd been training with the God of Destruction. Trunks goes up to them, but mistakes Whis for Lord Beerus, and Beerus gets a little annoyed. But he accepts only in the condition that Trunks won't mess around with the space-time continuum, and Trunks agrees.
So things will go along the same with Goku showing future Zeno to present Zeno, and the exhibition matches with Universe 7 versus Universe 9 will go on. Now this team will be different. There is no Majin Buu in this timeline, so he will be replaced with future Trunks. Gohan and Goku will still go because Goku started all of this, and Gohan is the strongest in the group. They are trying to decide who would be their third person, and Cell gave them the idea of future Trunks, since he never had much experience of fighting godly opponents, and they head over to Capsule Corp. Vegeta wouldn't go, since Bra is about to be born. Future Trunks will be training with Kid Trunks, and I think future Trunks will consider Kid Trunks his brother, since technically they are in a way. Gohan heads over to future Trunks, telling him about the exhibition matches, and said that this will be a good time to get some more fighting experience with his training, and future Trunks agrees to go. Then they have their three fighters. Goku and Gohan would fight their same opponents as in canon, but struggle less. Goku is stronger in this universe, so fighting Bargamo will be easier as Goku has perfected Super Saiyan Blue at this point, and wouldn't need to stack Kaioken on the transformation. Gohan wouldn't waste time fighting Lavender as he powers up to the max, and then tries to calm down as he remembers Whis telling him to try to activate Ultra Instinct again during the match. Gohan tries, but Lavender goes in and beats on Gohan, while Gohan just takes the hits and does not hit back. Gohan isn't getting heavily damaged, but is struggling with trying to activate the technique again. Goku shouts, asking what Gohan is doing, while Zeno isn't getting entertained, and Lavender prepares to end the match as he charges up a blast that will take Gohan out. Trunks screamed out, "What is he doing?" just seeing Gohan just standing there. Lavender's blast shoots out, and it seems like Gohan is consumed by the blast, but then the attack disperses into nothing, as Gohan is surrounding in white light as he quickly goes behind Lavender and knocks him out swiftly, while Gohan wins but then passes out. Both Zenos and the Grand Priest are impressed with the mortal knowing this technique, while the other universes are worried about this. Goku picks up Gohan, and Trunks goes in for his fight with Basil. Trunks is a bit nervous, but as the match begins, Trunks powers up to Super Saiyan God. Trunks charges at Basil, sending a barrage of attacks, trying to hit Basil, but he struggles a bit to land the hit in. Basil then starts to attack, and he beats on Trunks, as he mocks him, saying that he is nothing compared to him. Basil is not holding back against Trunks. Basil sends a barrage of key attacks that hit Trunks. As the smoke clears, Trunks is in his base form and pretty beaten. Whis does show concern that Trunks still needs more training. Basil rubs salt in the wound, saying to Trunks that he's just another weakling that can't amount to anything and can't protect the ones he loves. As that part hits Trunks, and they made him remember that in his entire timeline couldn't be saved, that he was too weak to protect his own mother. Anger fuels up inside of Trunks as he powers up into a Super Saiyan. The pressure of air pushes Basil back, and Goku senses how strong Trunks' power is getting. Blue light starts to outline Trunks as his pupils fades away. Trunks screams so loudly as the yellow light flashes all around, as then he's just walking at Basil. The transformation Trunks just achieved was a Super Saiyan Rage transformation. Basil shoots ki blasts at Trunks, just deflects them with ease. Then Basil tries to hit Trunks, but Trunks isn't phased by Basil's attack, as Trunks just punches Basil once in the gut, and Basil is knocked unconscious. Zeno's really excited and wants a tournament as normal. Before everything is done, Toppo will introduce himself and states that he wants to fight Gohan, but since he's unconscious, Goku takes his place. Toppo and Goku spar, and the fight is more on Goku's side this time before the Grand Priest calls it off and gives the info of the Tournament of Power. Back on Earth, Gohan awakens and gets the news of the new tournament, and that he's the leader. Gohan then quickly tells who the members are going to be. The team is made up of Gohan, Goku, Vegeta, Cell, Future Trunks, Gotenks, 18, and 17. Goku was about to ask Krillin and Roshi, but Gohan stopped him, saying that he has an idea as Gohan and Goku instant transmission to the planet they left Frieza, but something caught their eye. Frieza was fighting a tall, powerful Saiyan. This Saiyan's power was immense, that it could be close to match Gohan as Gohan calls out for Frieza. Gohan talks to Frieza, telling him that they need 2 warriors to join for the Tournament of Power, and if they lose their universe, will be erased, and Frieza will join him, because he doesn't want his... Okay, hold on. Just erase that whole sentence. Gohan talks to Frieza, telling him that they need 2 warriors to join for the Tournament of Power, and if they lose, their universe will be erased. Frieza will join him, because he wasn't brought back to Hell because of Gohan's mercy, and he doesn't want to be erased. Frieza introduces Gohan and Goku to Broly, as he explains after Gohan left him, here he found this Saiyan, and they have been training, and Broly even has his transformation that could rival the Super Saiyan Blue transformation. But the problem is, Broly has a hard time controlling its state, and Gohan gets an idea. As they head back to Earth, Vegeta is furious that Gohan even thought of the idea of Frieza, but Gohan says that he isn't risking the possibility that they lose. He doesn't care that Frieza did in the past, but right now, they need him. Gohan asked Whis how much time do they have left, and Whis stated 10 hours, as Gohan asked Whis if he can put him, Future Trunks, and Broly in the orbit of his staff. Train as Whis says that time will be slower, but Gohan says that Broly could be a big trump card, but he needs to be able to control his power. As Frieza says he could join them, but Goku jumps in saying he has other plans. So for the 10 hours left, Gohan, Future Trunks, and Broly train in Whis' staff orb, while Goku, Vegeta, and Frieza train in the hyperbolic time chamber. Goten and Trunks train with Cell and the androids spar together. In the orb, Gohan tells Broly to power to the max, as Broly listens, but the power is too immense than Gohan expected as he goes to Super Saiyan Blue Perfected, but then he sees Broly's eyes yellow and his hair spiked up. Gohan remembers his transformation. Back when he fought Frieza, he unlocked the same form as a kid. It was hard to control for him, until he perfected it. Gohan warns Trunks to power up because Broly is not going to hold back, as Broly loses control and starts a rampage. Gohan and Trunks work together to fight off Broly. With Goku, Vegeta, and Frieza, they all spar together, but it's hard to accept the fact that Frieza is in the group. Frieza is stronger since he's been training with Broly, but Goku's stronger than Frieza. When they're all sparring, Goku and Vegeta stay in the Super Saiyan Blue transformation as long as they can. The time comes when it's time to go. Goku, Vegeta, and Frieza come out way stronger than before. Goten and Trunks increased the fusion time, Cell got a bit stronger, so he did the two androids, and Gohan, Broly, and Trunks come out too, but Broly's on his Akari form, perfectly calm, and Trunks got the Super Saiyan Blue transformation. Gohan says that Broly's their trump card, as he believes that he has a stronger transformation, as Universe 7's team leave, ready to win the tournament. Universe 7 arrives, and they all see the other 11 different universes. Everyone is waiting for the tournament to start, and while everyone is waiting, Goku sees Toppo from Universe 11 and heads over to talk to him. Gohan follows him also, just to make sure Goku doesn't get any trouble. They meet up with Toppo, and Goku says to him that he's looking forward to fighting him in a tournament. Toppo is ready to fight him, as well, and is looking forward to defeating mainly Gohan, since he didn't get a chance to fight him in the exhibition match, and wants to test his real strength. Gohan says he's looking forward to fighting him as well, but then Gohan senses a powerful energy nearby. It was Jiren, and Gohan stays away from him. But he wasn't the only one to sense his energy. The rest of the Z Fighters also sense it, including Goku, but Goku isn't afraid of this. In fact, he's excited and heads towards Jiren to introduce himself. But in almost an instant, Jiren appears right behind Goku and tells him to get lost. Goku is stunned, as well as the other Z Fighters, not being able to believe his power. Gohan and Goku head back with their universe, but are a bit worried, thinking they might not be strong enough to be able to defeat Jiren. Universe 7 group up together again, and are confronted by Universe 6's Saiyans, and Gotenks recognizes Kaba, and they go to talk to him. They also meet up with Kale and Caulifla, and the way they ended up joining Universe 6's team, since Kaba didn't know how to turn into a Super Saiyan, Kale and Caulifla weren't interested in joining, like they were in the anime, but Champa said he needed Saiyans with their immense power to join, so he brought them along. But since they didn't know how to turn into a Super Saiyan, they'd be pretty weak against Universe 7 Saiyans, so Kale and Caulifla were given Patara earrings, and we're told that when they use this, they'll fuse into one being, and their power level would increase immensely. Caulifla goes up to the Saiyans in Universe 7, and trash talks all of them, up to their face, but none of them care, and Goku just says he's looking forward to fighting them. All of the universes get ready, and finally, the tournament of power has started. Gohan wants everyone to stay close to each other, but of course, that isn't going to work, and Goku is the first one to leave the group, excited to fight strong opponents. Vegeta follows too, not wanting to work together, and Gotenks goes on his own as well. Frieza leaves too, and Broly thought about following him, but Gohan told him it'd be best if he stuck with the group. Goku finds himself fighting the three Wolf Brothers from Universe 9, and since it's 1-on-3, Goku's struggling quite a bit. But then again, he's only in his base form, and while it seems like the brothers have Goku on the edge, Goku powers up to Super Saiyan Blue and pushes the brothers back. The brothers are stunned for a moment, but decide to regroup and charge up an ultimate attack. Goku gets ready to fire a Kamehameha when suddenly Vegeta shows up, saying that it's embarrassing that Goku hasn't beaten these weaklings already, and charges up a Gallic gun and easily overpowers the Wolf Brothers. Goku thanks Vegeta and wonders why he helped him, and Vegeta says that they can't be fooling around, wasting their time with weaklings, and they should be fighting a strong opponent to win the tournament. Goku knows Toppo is strong, and tells Vegeta that he's gonna fight him. Vegeta remembers Hit from the tournament between Universe 6 and Universe 7, and goes to look for Hit to fight him. Gotenks encounters Kaba, as well as Kale and Caulifla, and begins to fight them. The Universe 6 Saiyans are much weaker in comparison to the Universe 7 Saiyans, and what's worse is that they don't even know how to turn into a Super Saiyan. Their fight goes on for a while, but Gotenks starts getting bored and wants them to turn into a Super Saiyan. But Kaba says he can't, and Kale and Caulifla don't even know what that is. Gotenks is a bit disappointed, and says that it's no fun fighting Saiyans when they can't even do something as basic as to turn into a Super Saiyan. Gotenks says that he'll teach them how to turn into one, but if they don't learn quickly, he'll knock them out of the arena without a second thought. Gotenks first takes some simple methods in teaching them how to transform, but once he sees it's not working that well, he takes some drastic measures in teaching them. He begins reflecting their home planet, saying that once the tournament is over, he'll use the Super Dragon Balls to destroy their planet. Gotenks wants to make them feel anger and rage, in hopes that with these emotions, they'll transform into a Super Saiyan. Gotenks specifically threatens Kaba, and is ready to shoot a ki blast at him, as if he's gonna kill him. But then Kaba deflects the blast and begins glowing yellow, when suddenly he turns into a Super Saiyan. Gotenks is pushed back by Kaba, and they both begin to fight. Kale and Khalifa want to follow too, but are stopped by the androids 17 and 18. 17 begins to fight Kale, and 18 fights Khalifa, and both Saiyans don't stand a chance. Kale is being pushed back by 18, but then Khalifa stands in front of her and starts glowing yellow. Khalifa transforms into a Super Saiyan and shoots a powerful ki blast at 18, but 18 dodges it, and Android 17 starts fighting Khalifa as well. And even though she's a Super Saiyan now, she still doesn't stand a chance against both androids. Kale wants to help Khalifa, and seeing her being beaten makes her angry, and starts glowing green instead of yellow as she turns into a Super Saiyan. But she doesn't have any control over her power, and begins to attack everyone nearby. The rest of the Universe 7 fighters show up where Kale is going berserk, and before Kale attacks the androids, Broly protects them, and begins to fight Kale. A lot of the small fights from the other universes go the same, but throughout the tournament, Jiren is only meditating. Broly begins to fight Kale, and even with his Ikari form, he still struggles quite a bit. Their fight goes on for quite a while, and while it's happening, Dispo decides to approach Gohan and engage in a fight. But Cell stops him, and they begin to fight. This wasn't much of a challenge to Cell, and it seems like Dispo is going to go out pretty easy, but then the rest of the Justice Warriors from Universe 11 arrive to help Dispo. Trunks goes in to help Cell fight the Universe 11 Warriors. Frieza finds himself in a fight with Frost, and just like in the anime, Frieza makes a fool out of Frost and takes him out. Frost is furious about this, and gets ready to shoot a blast at Frieza, but then he's erased by Zeno. Cell and Trunks take care of the Justice Warriors, and Dispo is pretty beaten and decides to make a run for it. But then is stopped and taken out by Frieza. Universe 11 now has 2 warriors left, and it looks like one of them is going to be taken out. It's Toppo, and he's being pushed over by the edge by Goku. But then Toppo unleashes his God of Destruction form, and Goku is pushed back. With Vegeta's fight against Hit, Vegeta seems to be having the upper hand, but he's still angry at himself for losing against Hit the first time, and says to himself that his Super Saiyan Blue form isn't good enough and needs to break his limit. To Broly and Kale's fight, it seems like Broly is having trouble, but Kale is going out of control and needs to be stopped. And Khalifa goes up to Kale and talks some sense into her, trying to make her control her power. It takes a while, but Kale manages to calm down thanks to Khalifa, and Khalifa wastes no time and gives Kale the Batara earring, saying that they need to fuse now in order to stand a chance against Universe 7. Kefla is born, and everyone is stunned with her power, as she transforms into a Super Saiyan, and shocks everyone even more. Kefla and Broly begin to fight, and Broly doesn't stand a chance and is being pummeled. Gohan gets ready to jump in and help Broly, but then is confronted by a powerful presence. It's Jiren. Jiren wastes no time attacking Gohan, wanting to test his strength. Gohan instantly transforms into a Super Saiyan Blue to stand a chance against Jiren, but it seems like it's not enough. Gohan is being pummeled, and everyone else in Universe 7, who isn't fighting anyone, jumps in to help, but it's no match for Jiren. Jiren then charges up a blast towards Gohan and shoots it. A big cloud of smoke is in the area, but a flash of light appears as Gohan has activated Ultra Instinct. Whis figured out this would have happened, as it happened once before many times. Gohan actually stands an equal chance against Jiren, but as their fight goes on, Jiren is still stronger and Gohan gets hit by a blast from Jiren that sends him far away, but he's caught by Frieza. Trunks, meanwhile, decides to confront Jiren and begins to fight him as he activates Super Saiyan God. Gohan sees Frieza in front of him, and it looks like Frieza is gonna kill Gohan, and Cell sees this and rushes over. But then Frieza shares some of his energy to Gohan, saying that he's interested in winning this tournament more than getting his revenge. Gotenks is still fighting Kaba, but decides it's time to end this, as he transforms into a Super Saiyan 3, and says that once the tournament is over, he'll teach him how to transform into a Super Saiyan 3, as he knocks him out of the arena. Time passes, and more universes are erased, and the only ones left are Universe 6, Universe 7, and Universe 11. Vegeta is still fighting Hit, finally decides to end this, and charges up a Gallic gun, waiting for the perfect moment to take Hit out, and waits for Hit to use his time skip. When Hit uses his time skip, he hits Vegeta in the stomach, but Vegeta holds on as he shoots his Gallic gun at Hit at close range, knocking him out of the arena. Vegeta senses Trunks having trouble against Jiren and heads towards him, Vegeta arrives and catches the attention of Jiren as Vegeta powers up and starts glowing blue. Vegeta has surpassed his limits and transforms into a Super Saiyan Blue evolution. Trunks transforms into Super Saiyan Blue, and the two of them charge up a Gallic gun so powerful that they'd be sure to take Jiren out. Androids 17 and 18 also join Vegeta and Trunks to help out, and they all shoot a combined blast, and it seems to be pushing Jiren back. But then Jiren powers up and decides to end his charging at all four fighters and starts beating them. Jiren takes out Android 17, then 18, and finally, Trunks. Just like that, Universe 7 has lost 3 warriors. Vegeta is still putting up a fight, and Cell arrives activating Kaioken times 50, and Gotenks goes into Super Saiyan 3. But against Jiren, they still don't stand a chance. Gotenks uses his Ghost Kamikaze attack, and hits Jiren, but it's still not enough, and he's taken out. Cell and Vegeta still stand more of a chance, and shoot a powerful blast at Jiren, trying to hold him off. In Goku's fight against Toppo, Goku also wants to break through his limits and take out Toppo to help out his friends, but Toppo is in a pushover. Both fighters seem evenly matched, and at some points, Goku is being overpowered. Toppo gets ready to end this, but Goku starts to power up and break through his limits like Vegeta did. But Goku is trapped in a blast by Toppo, and it seems like it'll take Goku out. But then Goku starts emitting a light from his body, and with immense speed, he takes Toppo out with a powerful Kamehameha before passing out. Whis is happy seeing that Goku also unlocks Ultra Instinct, and the Omni Kings are really excited how the tournament will play out now. With Broly's fight, he starts getting furious while fighting against Kefla, and it seems like he's about to lose control of his Ikari form, and eventually he does. Broly starts glowing yellow, and has transformed into a Super Saiyan. He puts more of a challenge against Kefla, but he's lost control, and is just mindlessly fighting her. Broly shoots a powerful blast at Kefla, and she does the same, but hers is stronger and it's pushing Broly back. But then Kefla is shot by a blast from far away. It was Frieza, and the blast made Kefla lose concentration and was pushed back by Broly. Kefla managed to hold on much longer, but Frieza transforms into his golden form and shoots Kefla with an even more powerful blast that sends her off the ring, and since she was Universe 6's last fighter, the universe is erased. Jiren is tired of Cell and Vegeta and powers up as much as he can, taking them out instantly. Universe 7 has 4 fighters left, against Universe 11's last fighter. Broly's still out of control and charges at Jiren. Broly gets even more furious when fighting Jiren, and gets even stronger when fighting. But it's not enough, and it seems like Broly is going to be knocked out of the arena. But then Frieza jumps in, and holds Jiren for a while so Broly doesn't get knocked out. However, Frieza can match up against Jiren, and eventually he's taken out of the arena. Broly, seeing Frieza being taken out, fuels him with anger and transforms into the legendary Super Saiyan. Jiren has some trouble against Broly, but eventually he powers up even more. While he's being beaten, he charges up a Ki Blast and unleashes it all at once, but it's blocked by Gohan. Gohan is in his Super Saiyan Blue form and pushes Jiren's blast back at Jiren, but he dodges it. Broly's still out of control and begins to attack Gohan. Gohan stays away from Broly while focusing more on fighting Jiren, but Jiren thinks that Broly should be taken out first, since he possesses more of a threat at the moment. Jiren charges his blast once more and shoots it at Gohan. Gohan is struggling to push it back, but then he's running out of energy. Jiren then charges one more blast to shoot at Broly. Broly attacks Jiren with a blast of his own, but it's not enough to beat him, and Jiren shoots it at Broly, taking him out. Jiren turns around to finish Gohan off when he sees a white light charge at him in an instant, and almost immediately hits Jiren with a barrage of powerful punches. Gohan has mastered Ultra Instinct, but he's showing signs of weakness since he used a lot of energy, and it seems that he won't be able to fight in this form for long. Jiren and Gohan begin to fight, and their fight is shaking the entire arena. Gohan is having some trouble in keeping his form, but continues to push on until Jiren is beaten. Gohan needs to end this fight and starts charging up a Kamehameha, but before he could do it, he falls to the ground. Gohan isn't able to hold the form for long since he's almost out of energy and stamina, but tries to push through and shoots a Kamehameha, and Jiren shoots a blast of his own too. And Jiren's blast seems to be pushing Gohan back, but then Goku shows up standing next to Gohan, and he goes into his Super Saiyan Buu form and shoots a Kamehameha with his sun, and they push Jiren back until finally Jiren is beaten, and his universe is erased. Universe 7 has won, and is awarded the Super Dragon Balls. Gohan passes out after this, and Goku takes the wish. wishing for all the erased universes to be brought back. And now, everyone heads back home to celebrate their victory. Well, everyone, this is the end of the Dragon Ball Z What If series. What if Gohan was the main character? If you enjoyed, leave a like, consider subscribing, and share this video with your friends. Also, comment down below if you have any ideas of other what ifs we should do, and we'll make sure to reply to it. That's all I have to say, and thank you all for watching. Peace.